I got surprised by my own camera. That is funny. I meant to do a show last night, as you all know. What? I have it plugged. Oh, there. Oh, you can barely see it on here. I was going like, why aren't my little lights flickering? But I'm so busy getting ready for this LNC meeting that time got away from me. That's just the way it goes. Let's do the YouTube stuff and we'll get right into the history. And I might actually have a fun video for you tomorrow. It will be a pre-recorded one. What's so funny is that my YouTube shorts do so much better. And I know that's just because we live in the TikTok world where people only want to watch a 30-second long video. And it's not unheard of for me to do a 4-hour video. But anyway, I have a joke Blair White video I think I've told you guys about. I've got 300,000 views. What? My average view, it's unreal. It's absolutely unreal. And let me stick comments up here on the screen. And I'll make a brief comment. Thank you for asking, Nathan. Some people who follow social media may have seen there's always drama. And I'm going to give you my brief comment on it. No comment. People who indulge their lives like that, it's not my life. What's it? That reminds me of a Bon Jovi song where it's my life. It's not my life. So really the only comment I have to say on that is people who release mass screenshots of what is obviously private conversations between friends, even if you think in those private conversations they were saying some really like crappy things about other friends, in general, this is just a general comment, you're a scumbag. You just don't do that. It's like dating the guy who's cheating on his wife. He's going to cheat on you too. So, you know, if you're getting some kind of salacious jollies over reading private conversations of people that were absolutely never meant to be public, and you can tell that the only reason that they were released was to hurt somebody, just realize that person can never be your friend, because one day they'll do that to you. And that is all I have to say on it. I only feel pity for people who act like that. So that's how my life is. And it's been extremely, extremely busy. I've got so much to do. It's just not even funny. And I'm freaking out because do I have something on my face or did I get a new freckle? I think I got a new freckle. Oh my God. Or am I getting like, maybe that's something that needs to be looked at by a doctor. It's like I'm getting a mole or a new freckle. Is it a stress freckle? I'm freaking out here. Hold on. Yeah, that's bizarre. I'm like getting a new freckle. I just noticed that on the screen. Probably do need to get a doctor to look at that, because anything that appears super suddenly, you know, can be a little suspicious. Wayne, if you're watching, why didn't you tell me? And make a doctor's appointment for me. Let's get to the LP news while we're at it, shall we? We are doing state parties undertake tasks. Now, you know, these are information dense, so we're probably not going to get through a whole page. And I have to be honest with you, because I've been so busy and I've been doing videos on other topics, we're probably not going to get through this entire LP news. In other words, we're going to run out a month before we run out of news. And if that's the case, I will encourage you all to go to Lpedia and finish reading it for yourself, because come September, we're going to start on the new issue no matter what. We're not going to get to the next one. And Nathan, we say it's got to be the summer heat or people getting too heated. Probably. And there's also such a thing just as bad people. And that's something I think we need to learn to accept. this is what I had a really hard time with a couple years ago when I was going through a real hard time. And I learned a really hard lesson. It was actually someone who's not a friend of mine, has never been a friend of mine, that said this. And it's unfortunately true, but you can learn something from everybody. Now, I don't think it's 100% true. And the way he presented it to me, it was 100% true. He said, there are no friends in politics. I don't believe. I'm not so cynical, and I'll never be so cynical to think that's 100% true. But I think it's 90% true. And once you realize that most friendships in politics, or put friendships in quotes, are temporary alliances, life gets a whole lot easier. It really does. And it's not to say you can't have some really good friends in politics, because I still believe you can, and I still believe I have some. But if you realize that most of your so-called friendships are temporary alliances, your life will be so much easier, because you won't get as emotionally invested. And I needed to move. That was just totally distracting me. So let's see what the first state party is. I haven't put these glasses on in a while, have I? Oh, Arizona, Nathan. The first state to talk is Arizona. I was going to say, it's a bit dark in here. I didn't turn on one of my studio lights. It seems bright enough on the screen, but it's super dark for me to read. So let me turn this light on. And I saw a spider in here earlier today, and I don't have any shoes on. I'm like freaking out. I saw this big-ass brown spider, and I don't know where it went. It's like, time to burn the house down. Where'd that spider go? It's back here somewhere. And it was a big one. It like crawled under my green screen apparatus back here. But I'm totally freaking out. If anyone's like arachnophobic, you're probably freaking out too, going, oh my God, that spider's crawling around. I mean, I don't have an irrational fear of spiders, but I don't like them. Wayne really doesn't like them. It's hiding under here. Wayne, come kill the spider for me. Okay. Hey, Forest Mommy. All right, we're gonna be talking about Arizona now. It's only a paragraph though, Nathan, so don't get too excited. Arizona, the state convention in June, and we're talking about June 1975, featured San Diego. That's where you guys invited somebody from San Diego. Tax rebel Barbara Hutchinson. The state LP has a new monthly newsletter, Arizona Liberty. I've seen the first issue of it. It's down at storage. It was gorgeous. Oh my God, I wish that was gonna... Let me circle that, because before this month is up, I've got to bring that issue here to show you guys. Maybe it's scanned already on LPedia. You guys are going to have to bear with me a second here. I'm so excited about hearing about this mention of this newsletter, because when I saw it in the records, I was like, I cannot believe what a gorgeous, it was like a glossy magazine that Arizona put out in the 70s. No, it's not scanned in at all. None of the issues are scanned in yet. Well, I'll bring some of them. Before the end of this month, I'll bring some of them, because this is a newsletter that puts even most newsletters you would see in more modern times. I mean, I know 1975 is not like the Paleolithic age or anything, but you know, that's a long time ago. You didn't have desktop publishing like you do now. When you see this, you're going to freak out. Okay, I'll stop like saying my love for that issue of Arizona Liberty. The newsletter contains news of public opinion, poll results, and excerpts from newspaper stories on matters such as compulsory medical treatment of persons who have committed no crime but whom the government believes to be criminally inclined, and on warrantless searches by federal agents. Okay, so there we go. That was it for Arizona. I got really excited about it, but that was it for Arizona. But there's actually less for Arkansas. There's like, is that only one sentence? There's one sentence about Arkansas. In the Clover area in southwestern Arkansas, John Lindstrom has sent out letters to the Nashville News. Is there a Nashville in Arkansas? The Dirks Banner, the Pike County Courier, and the Glenwood Herald, outlining the goals of the principles of the LP. Let's see if we can find any of these letters. We might run out a month before we can do that, but I like circling this stuff. All right, now California's got a lot. California's got a lot. Man, okay, so buckle in. I'm gonna need a glass of wine for this one. Okay. San Francisco mayoral candidate Ray Cunningham's formal debut received coverage in the San Francisco Chronicle. Oh my God, I'm going to have to circle all these too. There's always all kinds of news items in these mentions. And front page treatment. Oh, the front page treatment we'll probably find in the San Francisco Progress. His comments on police and victimless crime were broadcast at length on All News Radio, KCBS, All News Radio, which has the largest audience in the Bay Area during commuter hours. Just looking for that spider again. San Francisco supervisorial. How do you pronounce this word? Supervisorial. That has to be the way it's pronounced. Supervisorial. I've never heard that word before. Candidate Lloyd Taylor proposed a city charter amendment aimed at drastically cutting taxes. The amendment would require most city activities to be self-supporting. Tyler was a recent guest on Jim Eason's talk show on radio show KGO. P. Thomas Cahill of Long Beach has announced his intention to run for the U.S. House of Representatives. He is seeking the 34th district seat, led by Democrat Mark Hannaford. At the recent hearings of the Santa Cruz County Board of Supervisors on the dispersal of revenue-sharing funds, LP member Bill Anderson called for rejection of the federal money. Okay, good. Behind each dollar, he told the board, there stands a jail keeper. Ooh, spicy. Where'd I lost my spot? Oh, the newly expanded newsletter of the Santa Barbara LP reports that activists there are working with a group of local homeowners and renters who oppose property taxes. Santa Barbarans, did I say that right? Keep thinking of it's like barbarians. Santa Barbarians are also supporting bathing suit optional beaches. You go, you Santa Barbarians, on civil liberties grounds, while trying to point out that all beach should be private property. I bet that went over well. The San Diego group has set local plans to help put none of the above on the state ballot as an initiative. They will set up tables to collect signatures in shopping centers, hold large numbers of open houses around the city, ask owners and managers of local businesses to keep petitions in their stores, and circulate petitions in neighborhoods. LP activist Liz Jacobson had a column in 100th anniversary issue of the San Francisco Daily Commercial News, introducing libertarianism to its readers. We're going to see if we can find that, but that sounds like a smaller paper, even though it's older. I don't know if it will be in newspapers.com, but we will find out. Members from several regional organizations in the San Francisco Bay Area worked together to build a portable fair booth to be used at county fairs around the state. The booth was first used at the San Mateo Fair in late July and early August. Next, the exhibit will move to the Santa Clara County Fair and then to Santa Cruz in September. Murray Rothbard addressed a joint Santa Clara San Mateo meeting in mid-July. Okay, I got through that. Yay! That was long though, wasn't it? California had a lot going on. Next up, Colorado. Okay. We've only got we got 2 paragraphs, so we got more than Arizona. Take that, Arizona. The Colorado LP is considering backing a proposal called a sunset law. This law would mandate that no regulatory agency could be given a longer life than 7 years. Yeah, we would love to have that now. At the end of that maximum term, it would automatically cease to exist unless given fresh legislative authorization. LPers are also using the time-honored device of the political picnic. I've never heard of the political picnic, so maybe it was time-honored back then, but have we had a political picnic? Has anyone been to a political picnic? Okay, I've got to look that up. Was that really a thing? Or were they joking when they said time-honored tradition? Did that used to be like a thing in the 70s? Political picnic? I'm looking that up. Political picnic. Let's see if we can find any historical pictures here. Yeah, apparently these still go on. So a week ago, preparations being finalized for Kentucky's big political picnic. Has everyone else heard of these and I haven't? Is this just a Kentucky thing? Well, obviously not, because Colorado had one, but all the articles I'm finding are Kentucky at a place called Fancy Farm. Okay. I'm looking to see if I can find any other that it looks like it's all Kentucky, at least right now. I want to look up Political Picnic Colorado, since that's what was mentioned here. No, it's all coming up. Everything that's coming up is Kentucky. So apparently they still have what's called a political picnic at Fancy Farm in Kentucky. Sounds fancy. Okay, sorry, I got a little distracted there, but this is what I like about the LP News. We go on these rabbit trails and we learn things we might not have known. To raise funds for the 1976 national campaign, the Liberty 76 Fund. Okay. Connecticut, the Mid-State LP, why did I say mid-state? I like, you know how you can read one line and the other at the same time? That's how errors actually like crept into manuscripts of the Bible, because it used to all be written by hand and the scribe would be going like this and their eye would move from one line to the other. It's really fascinating if you do studies of like how errors creep into manuscripts. I know that's like a total rabbit trail, but that just made me think of that. The state LP held its convention in mid-July. There was detailed discussion of the requirements for getting the 1976 LP presidential candidate on the state ballot. There was also consideration of the state party's symbol and mascot. Plans were set for LP booths at the Berlin and Rivington fairs. Reporters from the Hartford Times, Hartford Courant, the Hartford Valley Advocate, and a local TV station were in attendance. Speaking of booths and fairs, Colorado used to do those all the time, and COVID put an end to it, and we've never really gotten back to it. I wish we would. There's actually a lot of opportunity to speak to people. However, Douglas County is in fact doing a booth in Castle Rock. Why Castle Rock is having a Pride event? Why they're having a Pride event in August, because Pride Month is June, I have no idea. But they're having their Pride event in August, and the LP of Douglas County will have a booth there. And it was a huge controversy in Douglas County because apparently there was a clothing malfunction at the last Pride event. It wasn't intentional from what I hear. I wasn't at the event that time. But, yeah. Let's just say it was inadvertently not child-friendly. And it raised a big ruckus. Okay. Delaware. We're in Delaware. It's only got a tiny little section. The state organization's petition to affiliate was accepted in July. So Delaware was not affiliated till July 1975. The new chairman is William Morris, 2124 Brandywood Drive. See, now I'm like freaking out over my new freckle. And then there's an address. You don't need his address. Okay. District of Columbia. welcome aboard. So they were affiliated in 75. Another newly affiliated party organization, the District of Columbia LP, adopted its constitution in July and was thereafter recognized by the National Executive Committee. The new chairman is Luca Carroll. Florida. I think they spelled this wrong. Alachua? Is it Alachua County? Why did I think it was Alachua? Is it Alachua County? I lived in Florida for over 40 years, and there's so many freaking counties in Florida. There's a lot in Colorado as well, but there's more in Florida. And I never learned. It's Alachua. I was right. They misspelled it in here. Okay. I'd have been like really upset if but you know, there are all these really weird, obscure counties in Florida, but I'm like, I think that's Alachua, not Alachua. Found an error. But their county LP is distributing a brochure to school and civic organizations, setting forth the libertarian position and listing speakers and possible speech topics. The Orlando LP is compiling a similar brochure for distribution throughout Central Florida. The newsletter for South Florida, Dade and Broward counties, I guess Palm Beach wasn't considered South Florida. Maybe they were just, I don't know. Sorry, just getting off on my Florida little rabbit trail. Printed an analysis of federal campaign financing by National Executive Committee member Brian Donerly. And the last state we're going to be doing for tonight, I know I do, these episodes I've been making shorter. Did I just feel something? I'm so paranoid about this spider. Well, A, because if I try to make them too long, you lose audience. And plus, I am incredibly busy. So, Hawaii. Aloha. Aloha. I keep doing these. This must be why I'm doing Wayne's World jokes today. Because I need this for another video I'm doing. I do have a Wayne's World hat. So we'll have this on for the remainder here. So, you know, it's partly because I'm married to Wayne, but I've had this before I was married to Wayne. I want to get it good. So party on, Garth. Here we go. Why is it? I can't get it straight. And it's not that my head is crooked. Well, my head might be crooked. But anyway, this will have to be good enough. It certainly does suck. Okay. The state LP held a special convention in mid-July to elect new officers and make plans for the coming year. By the way, the Hawaii LP did just elect new officers, so it's what's new, what's old is new again, and make plans for the coming year. Gregory Reeser addressed the gathering, speaking on the decline and fall of the American middle class. Michael Anzis was selected as the new state chairman. All right, well, that is going to be it for this evening. I got to get my happy booty back to work. So maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Maybe not. We have an LNC Executive Committee meeting tomorrow. Most of it's going to be an executive session. Obviously, if you have public comment or whatever it might be, you can come. But there might be a motion at the end. But most of it's going to be an executive session. Just warning you. But you're certainly free to come. The notice is on the LP mailing list. So, yeah, there you go. And thank you so much, Nathan. I'm not terribly stressed out, to be honest with you. I've come up with incredible coping skills over the past 2 years. That's a blessing that the past LNC gave me, and I'm just too busy to spend time with that. And plus, like Cersei, I'm doing Cersei Lannister. I just drink a lot of wine. It's good. I'm like Tyrion Lannister. I drink and I know things. I drink and I say things. Okay. I hope you have a good night, and maybe I'll see you tomorrow night. All right. Bye-bye.
gotta take what you're given, that's how we live it. Don't be mad at the system, it's simply how we've existed. I hear a lot of people talking like they politicians, or choose to be an accountant because it's safe in a business, not because they want to